'Tis the season to be finishing Death Note. Hey, it's Romania Black, and we're not finishing Death Note yet, but we are on the penultimate episode. It's episode 36. I can't believe we're here. We have this episode and next week's episode, and that's Death Note. I'm kind of floored, right? It's been a long way, a long road watching this series, and I've really loved it. But I had to pour some eggnog, one, because it's the holidays. Very spiked eggnog, by the way. Because of course. And two, because everything's coming to a head in this episode. Everything. They're all going to this super sketch warehouse. Light is going to enact his plan. Nier thinks that he knows Light's plan, but does Light know that Nier knows? And who knows what? And Takada's dead? So Mellow's dead? Matt's dead? Everybody, Soichiro's still dead? L's still dead? It's just, I don't know what to do. And we have this episode and next episode, and that's it. So our Death Note journey will not end with episode 37. I am still planning on watching the Netflix movie the week after, because I want to hate watch with y'all and have fun. It'll be a fun cringy reaction, I'm sure. I do want to watch the musical as well. I'll be starting Bungo Stray Dogs when Death Note is finished because season 4 is coming out, but I am probably going to record the musical and have it come out like the same day that Bungo Stray Dogs starts. So we'll be able to still watch the musical. And then I do, after the musical, I want to read the manga. So one of my goals for Christmas is that if I get some gift cards or whatnot, I'm going to save up and get the manga and start reading it. And then I eventually want to do, I've been told there's like a guidebook I need to read with the manga, and so I want to do that. I want to do a reaction to that. I actually would like to read the manga and then do a video where I talk to you all about it and then like react to the guidebook on camera with you all and talk about it as well. That might be a lot of fun. So that's my plan anyway. So yeah, we've still got episode 37, the Netflix movie and the musical. And then I'm going to be reading the manga and then catching up with you all later this spring to do like another round of Death Note things. So we won't be done with Death Note forever, but oh my god. It's just a lot. It's a lot to think about. I do have a few comments before we start, but I can't believe we're here and 2 episodes left. Oh my gosh. Last episode was crazy, and here we are. So I do have a couple comments and then a few things about the English dub that I want to talk about before we dive into this episode. So Ain Type noticed that I like face palm myself in the comment section. I was like, are you kidding? Because I've been wondering this whole time. I'm like, what's T stand for? Why does Takada keep calling Mikami T? She's T. No, T is for Teru. I was like, ah, damn it. I felt so dumb. So Ian, you pointed out my inner goofy ditziness came out, and I was like, ah, dang it. It was Teru, and that's why she kept calling him T. It could have worked for Takada or Teru, so maybe that was a way to throw off the task force if something was found out. Maybe that was an extra motivation to do it, right? I guess so. And then EQ, I laughed so hard, EQ, at your comment where you were like, for the longest time, I thought the screaming face in the OP was Matsuda. You know, when I watched the English dub today, I looked at that OP, and you're right. If you kind of squint and your eyes get a little blurry, it does look like Matsuda. So that was really funny. That was a really funny thing. Now I'm going to only think it's Matsuda screaming and laughing about Kira's kingdom from now on, right? I do want to make note. The English dub for episode 35 is really good. The voice actor for Matt, whoever he is, has a very, very attractive voice. I'm like, you know, some people are attracted to like bodies and stuff and all that stuff. I'm attracted to voices. I have like my ears are like, yes, please. And his voice is like, butter. Love it. And so Matt's VA was really good, and then Brad Swain playing Light does an amazing job. But episode 35, he hams it up so much. He hams it up so much in that episode. It's really, really good. I honestly can't wait to watch the rest of the English dub for these last 2 episodes because I have a feeling it's gonna go balls to the walls crazy. And here we are. What can we do? But I'm really excited. But I do want to make note. In the English dub, it is brought to light, no pun intended, that you feel really bad for Takada at the end of it, especially in the English dub. And you just think Light's so damn egotistical by the end of it. Because in the English dub, like, Brad plays up Light's, like, arrogance and is just like, and the thing of it is, when she kills Mello, when Takeda kills Mello, and she calls Light afterwards, she asks him to come save her because she's like, I'm in this truck, I just killed a man, I don't know what to do with myself, I need a hero, but honey, Light ain't listening to Bonnie right. So Light is no hero. Because you know what he does? He doesn't save her at all. What in the English dub, it makes it all the more clear that he basically is just like, he's like, well, what did we talk about? Like, once you kill Mello or your kidnappers, then you just need to kill as many people as possible until we come and get you. And I'm like, she's sitting there, like, hysterical, nearly hysterical, asking Light to come save her. He offers her no words of comfort. He's just like, are you gonna do what I told you to do? And she's like, well, but Light, he's like, can you do it or not? And he has no sympathy for her whatsoever. And she's like, I can. And then he hangs up on her. I forgot about that in the reaction last episode. In the English dub, it's just like, click. As soon as she says she can, he just hangs up. Doesn't say, okay, we're coming to get you, or stay strong, or I care about you, blah, blah. No, he just hangs up on her, and then he kills her. I was like, oh my God. I got mad all over again at Light on Takeda's behalf of all people because he didn't care for her at all. He, like, offered her no solace. It's just like every time someone close to him has died, he's not shown an ounce of compassion or remorse or sadness. I mean, with his dad dying, it's probably the closest we got, but leading up to his dad's death was him just begging him to kill Mello. And it's like, it was all going to work out anyway for you, so why... Should have probably, you know, consoled your dad, said I love you to him a few times, but I'm still a little salty about that if you couldn't tell. But yeah, the English dub, I was like, wow, I just don't feel bad for Light. So I want Light to go down so hard, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm not expecting it to happen. I am fully going into this episode expecting for Nier to get close, as L has done before him, for Nier to get close, but I'm not expecting Nier to win. I'm like, I've conditioned myself mentally that Light's somehow gonna pull something out of his ass. He might kill everyone in that warehouse. He might kill all of them and walk away scot-free. I don't know. I am preparing for the worst. The worst would be a Shakespearean tragedy where everyone dies. But I don't know what to think about what's gonna happen. I mean, everyone could die. Nier could die. Light could die. I just don't think Light's gonna die, but who knows? And is Light going to win? I'm expecting that he is, but I'm like, I keep waiting for karma to strike against Light, but everything has somehow worked out in his favor, so why stop now? But I don't know. I poured myself some eggnog. I've got some backup coffee. I was like, I am emotionally preparing myself for this episode because it's the penultimate episode of a big series like this. So you know stuff's going to go down. I mean, we may not reach the climax. That may happen in the next episode. They may leave us on some stupid cliffhanger, but I've just mentally prepared myself all day for this episode. When I woke up this morning, I was like, I'm going to watch Death Note. Today is the day. And I know I'm watching it a little bit ahead, but I couldn't help it. So, okay. All right. You know, I might as well pull the Band-Aid off. We've talked enough. I don't know what else to say except let's do this. So we're going to start episode 36 of Death Note. And we're going to do that here in 3, 2, 1. And I'll see you all on the other side. That episode was a damn tease. That episode was the biggest damn tease. I'm glad this is black because I'm sweating through it. My armpits are like just sweat. It's just straight up sweat. Oh my God! Light! I don't know. I don't know. I still think this is going to end in a Shakespearean tragedy. I do. I really do. I think this is all going to end in tragedy at some point. Somehow. How, I don't know. Maybe, damn, at least Misa is by herself in this nice hotel, luxury hotel. At least she's in this nice luxury hotel, having the time of her life. Bless her. I hope she at least gets out of this unscathed. But damn it! Oh my God! Oh, Light is a full-on villain at this point, right? Light is such a villain. He's just trying not to laugh at them all as he's about to kill them all. That's the thing. Oh my God. I love Light because he's an endearing character in how egotistical he is and just how maniacal he is. And he's so damn fun to watch. Like, you just want to watch him because he's so charismatic, but damn it, you don't root for him. I'm like, at this point, these men that he has worked with that have considered him a comrade for 6 years, he's about to just off every single one of them without a second thought because they're in his way of becoming a god. You know, the only person he shows respect to in this entire episode, and it's the only redeeming feature of Light Yagami right now, is the only person he shows any ounce of respect to is L. That's it. All he respects is L. Because when he looks at Nier with the mask, he's like, how dare you? Like, you think you're as good as L? You're not. I'm like, but how dare you, show? How dare you make Light kill L and then later be like, you're only half the man of L? I'm like, you killed him! He's like, L would have figured this out. I'm like, what the fudge? Just proving that Light's only regret in life may be that he killed L. Maybe his only regret in life. Oh my God. And it's not really, it's just the one person he respected was L, but L was in his way. I'm like, Light Yagami, damn it, you son of a bitch. Oh my God. So I brought Whiteboard Kun out. Oh, I'm watching episode 37 after this. I'm sorry. I had it planned out in my schedule. I'm like, well, I'll watch episode 36 tonight and then, probably watch episode 37 like maybe at the start of next week. No! As Huckleberry's asking me to play with him. No! So I apologize ahead of time that you all have to wait a week. I'm sorry. And you have my deepest sympathies. But ain't no way I'm waiting. No, it is. I'm fully festive. We're gonna go this, but I do want to make note because it seems too easy. It seems too easy, right? It almost seems too easy that Light is like, I'm Kira and this is my winning piece. It almost it feels too easy, and I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe Light did defeat Nier, and this is the end of it all, but something feels too easy. I feel like Nier has one more trick up his sleeve to sweep the rug out from under him. I just feel like that's the case, because Nier did not seem... you'd think Nier would not take off the mask unless he was certain he was going to win. And so there's a reason. It's interesting. In the English dub, I was going to say two things that I forgot to say before the opening of this. One is that in the English dub, the translation's a little bit different, where Nier's like, I have to see you in person for this to work. And it's like, for what to work? How does this work? What's going on? How's this go? And so that's interesting, one. And the other thing was that I was trying to say about Lidner is I always kind of got the idea that maybe Lidner had a thing for Mello. Did anybody else catch that? Did anybody else think that Lidner might have had a thing for Mello? Because she's the one that, was confronted by him. She, goes... and to find out where he's where he's on fire at and burning at, and she was the one that kind of gives him various looks. She's the one, when I rewatched the English dub, that seemed to inform him of things from Nier. I always got the impression that maybe Lidner liked Mello. Maybe they had a thing. I don't know, but God, this episode 1.28. January 28th. There were some really cool reveals as far as what Light's plan entailed. There were some really cool reveals about the notebook and then replacing the pages with the fake page. That's cool. But then, there's the whole fake notebook thing. So I'm like, and that fake notebook thing's been set up since, episode 28. So it's or since episode 30. It's been set up the last month's worth of episodes. Oh my God. So let's get out of this OP and go straight to, he's like, Elle, I want to meet you. We cover everything that happens in the episode. And we cover Takada dying, the news anchor. So there's a lot of things that we want to make note. Aizawa has not shaved. He's not clean shaven. He looks pretty freaked out about this. I want to make note. Aizawa. There's some things about Aizawa in this and him having the notebook. I want to make note about this, about Aizawa. Light seems wary of Aizawa, but not worried. He's wary, but he's not worried. Light at this point thinks he's won. Light's trying not to laugh because he's like, I've got you all about to die, and I've got to keep my cool until it's confirmed, and then I'm going to laugh my ass off at you all, and it'll be the biggest betrayal in anime history, right, to all of these people. But I feel like he's wary of Aizawa. He knows Aizawa's onto him, and he knows that Aizawa doesn't trust Light, but Light's not worried about him. He called him and Ide idiots in the last episode because they stood in the front seat and let him kill Takeda. So he's not worried. Not at all, right? He's not worried about Takeda one bit, right? He seems wary of Aizawa, but he's not worried. And he lets him have the notebook, which I find interesting. He lets Aizawa have the notebook. I figured he wouldn't give Aizawa the notebook because I figured of all the people that could betray Light, Aizawa would be the one to do it. Like, Mogi doesn't trust Light either, and Ide and Matsuda are kind of like not in that boat, but I'm like, it almost feels like a power play that Light's like, what are you going to do, Aizawa? He's like, what are you going to do? I feel like that's what's going to happen. I feel like that Light's going to be like, what are you going to do? You're going to kill me, Aizawa? Come on. Try. Like, I feel like he would egg him on. Now, the question is, would Aizawa write in the Death Note? Would he do it? I don't know. Would Aizawa write Light's name in the Death Note? Would Aizawa be the one to kill him? I don't know. Will he die before then? We don't know exactly. I feel like Nier is the first one that's going to die. Nier's going to die before anybody else if Light's thing. Nate River, Nier, and Mello is Mihail Keel, Mello. So Nate River. We find out that Nier is named, his real name is Nate River. Little Nate. And then we have Light. Okay. Nathaniel or Nate. It just says Nate River, so it's not Nathaniel. It is Nate. That's his legal name. And then I'm going to put L over here. L makes a cameo as a finger puppet and a mask. I like that mask. The only reason that you would think that mask would look like L is because it matched the finger puppet with the L on it. So that's the only reason I made that connection. The fact that Light discerned that mask was L's, I was like, you really pushing, drawing those straws, aren't you? So yeah, Aizawa looks super, like, understanding that stuff's going on. I like that for a lot of this episode, Light's, like, the hairs over his eyes, like, to not let us see what he's thinking, but Light's facial expressions in this episode were straight up villainous. Light's facial expressions were that of a straight up villain. They just were. At this point, Light, if you looked at Light from the beginning of this series to now, the complete transformation he's made because of the Death Note, or he's been this way the whole time and the Death Note has just brought it out in spades, it's absolutely fascinating because Light was so bored. And on the one hand, I'm like, Light, you're just gonna be so bored after all these people die, and it's just you and Mikami. I don't know. Mikami this episode, oh my god, he looked like he was about to have like an orgasm every 5 seconds because his god is right in front of him. I wondered how he would react to seeing Light, but Light's like a Bishonen, hot guy. So of course Mikami's like, yes, all about this. Good on you. Glad my deity's a hot one. It's like, oh my god. I can't. And so they wonder who the next spokesperson is going to be. I think it's funny that the first person we see looks like Mello with the orangish ginger hair, but has the glasses and everything. So I want to make note that some things with Light is that who will replace Takeda? Here's the scary thing about all of this, right? Here's the scary thing about all of this. Is that it's become an entity of its own almost, right? It's the whole thing with Kira has become its own like symbiotic, like individual host. It's become its own individual thing almost because at this point, Light's not even thinking about the whole who's going to be the spokesperson because all he cares about is meeting with Nier, beating Nier, and being God of the New World. He's like, I'll figure out the whole spokesperson thing later. Whatever. We've got to solve this whole thing with Nier first. But that's the thing. That everything's like getting out of hand in the real world. And I'm like, Light, your actions as Kira have consequences for everyone else in the world, right? At this point, that's how scary it's gotten. And it's gotten to the point where people are like shooting people on sight instead of taking them in for questioning, because that's Kira's justice. Just go ahead and murder them. Don't bring them in to question them. Just kill them and get it over with. That's happening. These people are scrounging to find like a talking point for Kira. And Takeda was actually really good because she was professional and she could hold her own. But now that she's gone, all these like wannabes that are like horribly worse. Like there's this really creepy misogynist guy that's like, the voice of a woman shouldn't be voicing for Kira. And I'm like, you're creepy as F. So no. And then it's just all this stuff is happening, but Light doesn't care. And I'm like, Light, you started all of this. You've created this world, but you don't care about the maintenance of it. You just care about stroking your own ego and saying you're a god and being able to do whatever you want. I'm like, it's so frustrating. But they're like, okay, Takeda and Mikami had cell phone contact. Like, all Light cares about, again, getting back to this idea that Light has tunnel vision in a way. Light has developed tunnel vision from this whole thing. He had 6 years where he was complacent and able to do what he wanted to as Kira, and then Nier and Mello came along and drug him back into this cat and mouse, and it got chaotic because he couldn't follow Nier and Mello like he could L, and he didn't know Nier and Mello like he did L, so he kind of became obsessed with it, being like, oh, I need to stop these two because they're a threat. Well, now Mello's gone, and it's just Nier. And it's interesting, Nier doesn't really, he does not mourn Mello. I'm really surprised by that. I thought that we'd have in this episode Nier making a comment about Mello, or at least saying something, but he doesn't. So I don't know if that's going to be something that comes up in the next episode, if he brings up Mello. If Mello was acting weird in the last episode. Mello was acting very strange. He was very solemn and melancholy, which is not how Mello usually is. He stopped eating the chocolate, which is not in his, forte. Also, where is Ryuk? Where is Ryuk? Where has he been this whole time? That is one thing that's kind of stood out in this second cour, is that we don't see Ryuk hardly at all. I'm like, is he even there? Where did he go? I'm wondering, again, I don't want to know the answer to this question because I am going to read the manga for sure. And maybe there's like a side quest Ryuk's on in the manga and he has to go somewhere else for a while, but they didn't want to animate it because it would throw off like the pacing of the episodes. So they're like, oh, we'll just leave Ryuk out. And if you read the manga, you'll find out where he's been. Maybe that's it. Maybe Ryuk is with Mikami and we just didn't see him in this part of the episode. I don't know. So that is the question. Where is Ryuk? Misa is in this penthouse, this deluxe hotel. She's safe. And yeah, Light basically, I'll go put this over here. Light basically tells her to stay put. Because yeah, you know what he's gonna do? After he's killed everybody, he's gonna go get her, give her back the memories from the notebook, and make her another Kira. Or maybe not. Maybe if he has Mikami, he won't do that. My fear was that he'd go find her again and try to use her again. And be like, oh yeah, look, everybody else everyone else died. Can you believe it? Oh my gosh, can you believe that? And what a horrible world. But hey, do you want to hang out with me and Mikami? But maybe he won't. Maybe since he has Mikami, he'll completely ditch Misa and he won't even need it. And he won't even need her. What do we do with that? I don't know. But yeah. But Nier doesn't mourn Mello at all. He doesn't really. But yeah, Light, he tells her, stay put. Light just has kind of tunnel vision. He's so focused on defeating Nier. And he's almost like, he's kind of like in ecstasy at his own victory. That is, ironically enough, Nier. It's so weird because Light in episode 25, which was 11 episodes ago, if you can believe it, Light in episode 25 was a bit different. Light was like, he knew he was going to win because he knew he was going to manipulate Rim, but he wasn't like this. No, he smiled. He had the evil smile at the end reserved only for L, but he didn't laugh at L. That's the thing. He didn't laugh at Elle. He just smiled at him, being like, I am Kira. See? I proved you right. And Elle's like, damn it. You know, that's the thing. Light had a whole different... It's almost like he did respect Elle and was like, I've got to kill you to keep doing what I got to do, but I respect you for playing the game this good. He does not respect Nier at all. He thinks Nier is a poor imitation of Elle. And he's like, you're nowhere near as good as Elle. And I'm like, tell it to a straight Light. Go ahead. Keep talking. Keep talking. It's the only redeeming quality about you now is that you respect Elle. He's like, there's nothing to worry about. He's like, as long as Mikami knows from Takeda what's going down. He told Takeda that they were meeting at the warehouse on January 28th at 1 p.m., and so Takeda told Mikami, so Mikami would know to meet them there. So he knows the plan, right? So Light's like, I have nothing to worry about. Everything is going to go my way. And just the expressions here where he just, his eyes, like Elle, I keep calling him Elle because that's what everybody's been calling him the last how many episodes. But Light, his expressions this episode are just absolutely batshit crazy. They are bonkers. And then I like that Nier says, we're still going to meet, right? Like, they call each other up just to confirm this, right? And just, like, the dramatic looks on the camera, and there's this awkward silence. He's like, on the 28th at 1 p.m., is that still all right? And Light's like, yes. He's like, there's no change, just as I thought. There's no mistake. And then I love that Nier is in the blue, like Elle was, on the day after tomorrow, on the 28th. They're going to spring their trap. Yeah. And I love the dramatic turning off of the camera for Nier. God Elle. God Light. God Elle too, right? And then Matsuda's like, isn't it getting exciting? I'm like, yeah, Matsuda, but you're about to die. So what the fudge? Okay. I don't know what Nier wants to show us, but Matsuda, Ide, we might die on that day. So yeah, Aizawa, he knows... Okay, he says Matsuda, Ide. So he's assuming Mogi already maybe knows, but Mogi's not with them in the room, so maybe that's why he leaves them out. He knows that they may die at the warehouse. He knows they may die. There is a very distinct possibility. He's like, do you understand? Meanwhile, everyone's looking at him. He's like, Giovanni, will you make it in time? He says, not a problem. And then there's the little Elle puppet. And he says, Commander Rester Lindner. I love when he almost like acts like a ventriloquist. He lowers his head and averts his eyes. And we see the little Elle puppet with the white shirt. Giovanni. And he says, I love it. It says, let's do our best. And the creepy thing is that whenever they show Elle as the finger puppet, he has like almost like an angelic light upon him. Like, come on. Come on. And so then, yeah. And of course, just like in episode 25, it's raining. Just like in episode 25, it's raining. Just like it. It's like, are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? What? But no, it's pouring down rain. And you know the funny thing about rain, as I've found out in an episode of another series I'm watching, it washes away evidence. Yep. And so yeah, we're prepping everything. Giovanni and everything. He's getting ready to move. So Giovanni, he had been over where Mikami was, correct? He'd been over that way. So interesting. I feel like Nier has something else planned, something else up his sleeve. He has to, right? It seems too easy. I'm like, Light, this all seems too easy, but Light, if you're not Elle, you're not a threat. And Light's like, now that Mello's gone, Mello was a wild card. I feel like Light was threatened by Mello because Mello was unpredictable. Mello would do things that were not like Elle, but had that same boldness, right? And he's like, no, you're trying to do this too beautifully. You're trying to make it too poetic, right? It's all too clean. He's like, you got to be a little bit dirty like Elle. And it's like, oh my God. And so he says, good morning. And they're all like, okay. And he, as I get Huckleberry's toy, he says, first off, we've released Amane and I want you to call her for confirmation. So Light calls her. to double check. And she's got the fruit and everything and roses and water, right? And she's like, I'm in a deluxe suite at the Tato Hotel. And there's an apple on the desk. So maybe, is Ryuk with her? Is she gonna lure Ryuk back with the apple? There was an apple on the desk with the roses. Oh, okay. So just to make note that there are roses and apples at the hotel with her, kind of like fitting the motif from the OP and everything. Interesting. Cool. Probably some sort of compensation. She's like, it feels great. And he's like, please stay there for a little longer. Yeah. Now the question is, if Light wins all this, is he going to go back to her? Is he going to involve her in the Kira thing? Or is he going to like just abandon her? And it's just him and Mikami like having sex for 5 hours afterwards to celebrate. My head went there, so now your head has to go there. So I'm sorry. Sorry. So like, Nier, please get me Mogi. In order to bring the notebook we have here, we need the pin numbers from each of us. To get and the failsafe. And then Mogi's like, okay. I'm sorry though, but I just imagine like if Light and Mikami like win next episode and kill everybody, they're just like making out for hours afterwards, and Elle's like looking down like, what the fudge? Just Mikami be all about it, right? How often do you get to make out with God? I mean, and so this is Mogi. And Aizawa the whole time is just looking so intently at Light. Aizawa is like 99.9% sure that Light is Kira. He is so convinced. And they ended this episode with him saying, I win, Nier. They ended the episode with that. So I'm like, okay, so either two things are going to happen by the end of this episode. Either Light they're all going to start dropping like flies, and Light's going to like parade around and reveal his big plan that he's Kira, or they're not going to die and everybody's going to look at him and be like, excuse me, what? And that's going to be it. And then it's all going to fall apart. So that's the question, right? All that's left is my number, Aizawa. And then he goes there in the notebook. And here's the thing. Aizawa goes through this big montage in this moment where he just stares at the killer notebook. And we have this big montage of how to use it. And we just go through everybody. We go through all the deaths, saying that, yeah, the person whose name in this notebook shall die. And we just go through all these major deaths in the death note and just go through everything. Ukita, the ministers that would have been for Kira's kingdom, the people that were in the SPK, the people jumping from the roof. Do we get L? We got Ivor, him dying. We got them. We got the original Lidner guy, or the Lindell Taylor, not Lidner. And then he has the notebook strapped to him. Okay, I'm bringing it with me. Is it all right if Mr. Aizawa carries it, L? My only concern is whether you think that Aizawa is the best for this task. Like Light, I think Light at this point doesn't care who carries it because he knows they're all going to die. So he's like, sure, let Aizawa carry it. What's he going to do? Like, I feel like Light does not believe Aizawa is a threat at all. And Nier's like, okay, sure. We'll see you at the meeting place. And Light is like, I feel like he's so drunk off his power at this point. But the rain and everything in this episode. Oh my God. The damn rain. It's just like episode 25, right? I'd be like, Light, no. But he thinks everything's going to go his way. He's like, he looks like a damn, you know what he looks like? I almost want to make this a meme. The part where he is in the car and they are driving down the road. You know that meme where the girl, she's sitting there like yelling at the cat over the salad, and the cat's just like, that's what Light's face looks like. He looks like the cat from the meme. I'm like, I can't. He's so pleased as punch. He's just like, everything, I'm going to win. Everything's going my way. Like, I just want to punch him. I just want to punch him. It's going to end. No, today is just the beginning. And he says, the perfect world of Kira. And it's funny that he's talking about the perfect world of Kira as they're driving through smog and like gloomy rain. But I'm like, we've seen up until this point that there's like this perfect world of Kira. Light has been so obsessed with beating Near and Mello and playing Sherlock when really he's Milverton and doing that the entire time that he's kind of forgotten how the world's gotten a little bit out of hand because of you. Like, people are being shot up without being interrogated. There's people like, just these bigots are trying to figure out who's gonna be the spokesperson for a god of death. And everyone's just kind of freaking out. And Light's just over here like, I wonder what color I'm gonna paint my bathroom. Like, it's not the priorities of where Light started from in this series of wanting to do good and be a force to avenge people who'd been wronged and punish criminals who in his mind deserved death. It's warped so much from that. It's gone from episode 1, where he's like, some people shouldn't exist because they do bad in the world, I'm going to rid the world of those people, to I'm possibly going to kill every person I've been close to over the last 6 years because they might be a threat to my ego. Like, that's where we've gotten to at this point. And it's just mind-boggling. I'm like about to rip my hair out. Everyone who knows about the existence of the notebook is going to die. Yeah, so his plan, Light's plan, is to kill everyone. Now, the question is, he says everyone who knows about the existence of the notebook. Does that include Mikami? That's a really good question. Does that include Mikami? He says everyone that knows about the existence of the notebook. Not Misa. She's safe. She's in a hotel. She's good. I'm glad. But does that mean Mikami's going to die? Light has that watch with the little piece of paper in it. He could take it out and write Mikami's name in it and just be like, Mikami, thank you so much for doing that. Okay, bye. He could do that. Now, would Mikami write his name in it in return? I don't know. I could see Light being like, Mikami, you've got to die because you've seen too much. And Mikami, if he's a true zealot, would be like, yes, God, sure. And then just eagerly die. I don't know. Something's up, though. Something's up. Something's amiss, right? Something is not right. Okay, so Aizawa comes back out and confirms that the warehouse, he's like, Near is inside. There's no mistake. So, this is the question. What did Aizawa do? Did Aizawa do anything? I doubt it. I know I'm drawing drawing straws here, and there's probably no way. But did Aizawa do anything? Did he really? Did he do anything? Okay. Okay. Did Aizawa do anything in the warehouse when he went to go confirm that Near was inside? Did he write Light's name in the notebook? That's the question. I don't know. I don't think he did, but it would be a really cool plot twist if when Aizawa went inside to confirm it was Near, because he has the notebook and because it would be out of sight from everyone, if he wrote Light's name in the notebook. It would be interesting. And if he wrote Mikami's name as well, it would be interesting. It would have been cool if he had been on a phone call with Near and Near's like, look, if you get this notebook, you need to write Teru Mikami's name in it and Lights. But Aizawa, would he do that? Probably not. He probably wouldn't because it's Aizawa and he's too pure-hearted. But it would have been an interesting twist if Near was like, okay, Aizawa, you have the notebook. If you want to, write Light and Mikami's name in it. I don't know, though. No, I don't think he would do that. He wouldn't. It would be a cool plot twist if that happened and Mikami and Light died at the hands of Aizawa, of all people. But I don't think he did. No. He says, let's go. And everybody's just kind of looking around. And Light's like, okay. And Light, like, he stands out into the light. But again, the rain and the light and everything, it reminds me so much of episode 25. It reminds me so much of it. And he just has this look on his face like we're going in and his plan is about to, like, go into motion. And what's cool is there's all these cranes and everything. It kind of goes back to Near constructing things and building things. It's reminiscent of the tower from episodes 24 and 25, and with Light and L and the motif between them. It looks like the tower, like it looks like something Near's constructing. And they go in with the light shining on them, looking like, you know, I just want like Bad Boys playing in the background. And all they say in the episode, all they say is that the death note will kill someone. And someone will die with their names are written in it. That's like all that's said. And then Light opens up the door It's so creepy. I want to get a picture of that with light and all of it behind him. And then we see Near, and Near's crouched. What's really interesting is that there's all the figurines on the ground, the ones that have died so far, and the ones that are still alive are sitting up. And there's Near with the mask of L. And we know when he's sitting, maybe Light also saw L because he's sitting in the same position as L. He has his knees pulled up, his hands over them. He has the white shirt on, the jeans. He looks a lot like L in this moment. And I think that's intentional. And he brings the mask up. Oh. And I will give Light this. Light is not happy about him. Like, he thinks, the look on his face, he thinks that Near's mocking L. Right? He just glares. The human whose name is written in this notebook shall die. We're going back to the very, very beginning. The human who uses this note can neither go to heaven nor hell. Okay. What do we do with that? So yeah. So of course, the windows, the cross motifs, the cross on the window pane, the rain hitting it, like, come on. And then I love the fan, like the fan blades and everything turning, and then they stop and start turning again. Oh, and we have our 4 on each side. We have Light, Mogi, Matsuda, Ide, and Aizawa, and then you have Giovanni, Rester, Lidner, and then you have also, well, Mogi's there too, and then you have Near. So I guess they're all together there. Oh my God. Yeah, and he's just standing there with all of them. And I love that Light's eyes know, and he's like, you're far inferior to L. I love it. Light says he's inferior to L. I would agree with that to an extent, but to another, I mean, it's comparing apples to oranges to kiwis between the 3 of them. But just the fact that Light stuck up for L it gives my soul a little bit of comfort. I'm like, man, in the most macabre ways, even though I hate Light in this episode, the fact that the ship lives on, it's like, all right. You have no right to wear a mask of L. I would have loved if he had told Near that, and Near's like, this is not L. Like, why are you thinking that? Why would you think that? You know, I love that that's where Light's head went, right? Those 4 are the SPK. Near is the one wearing the mask. Yeah, and Matsuda's just like, this isn't fair. He's like, Near's protecting himself. I'm like, what'd you think walking into this, Matsuda? He's like, he's only protecting himself. And I'm like, I'm still wondering why he took the mask off. Why did he take the mask off? Why not? Why? Because honestly, if you think about it, what would have happened if he kept the mask on? If he kept the mask on, would Mikami have come out of the shadows? Would he have wrote up the other names and saved Near for last? What would have happened if he kept the mask on? I don't know. But Near's sure of himself just like Light. They're both so confident that they are correct. He's like, this is just for insurance until he gets here. There's a chance everyone's face except mine has been seen by Kira. And Kira might have written down their names already. And so he's like, yeah, you guys might already be on the verge of dying and you just don't even know it yet, right? So we need to wait a little bit until, he's like, for an hour. No, half an hour. And I want to see if anyone falls under Kira's control or dies. And he's like, he's waiting to see if we die. And I was like, he knows that's exactly, he's right. It's not impossible if Light is Kira. Yep. Especially now since we're expendable. So Aizawa believes they're expendable. Okay. He believes they are expendable. Yeah, everything's being laid down on the line in this creepy warehouse in the middle of nowhere, right? And the watch. Yeah, we can't forget the watch has the paper inside of it as well. Oh my gosh. And I love the metronome of the ticking matching the fan blade. It's really good. It's really good. So yeah, so what do we do about this in this warehouse? Why pick here? What's the significance of it? The yellow box. With the crane and everything. Why go here to have it happen? Near has to have a reason to go to this warehouse. There has to be some kind of explanation of why he would choose this place. He bought the property, which means there's nobody around. So if they all die there, nobody's going to find their bodies, likely for a long time. So what's the point? Why? Okay. What would be the purpose? And so they all just sit there and wait, and it's so tense. And yeah, I love that. I love that drop from Matsuda's chin falling down into the water and rippling it. He's like, this is just a front to buy some time near. And Light's eyes are like, his eyes are like flaring. He's like, I never thought it would be so hard to keep myself from laughing. He's like, yeah, and the thing is, Near can see him about to laugh. He can see it, but that's part of the creepiest part of this episode, is Light trying to keep himself from laughing at the fact that all these people are about to die. What? He's like, Near's probably waiting for him to come. Yes, I've already predicted. Yeah, Light thinks he's got everything figured out. He's like, I already know that Near's waiting for Mikami to come. I've set it up that way. But I'm like, I almost wonder if Near, it would be really cool if, we still don't know at the end of the day, like, the transmission that was sent way back to Watari's house, to Whammy House, if it was just saying that L's dead, right? God, I almost wish that Light's biggest weakness is that he thinks he's a god, and he thinks he's got a god complex, and he thinks he's always right. So what would be crazy is if Near exploited that, right? Because it almost, I keep waiting for it to be exploited. I keep waiting for Near to be like, yeah, Light, you thought you had this all figured out. Well, I just set this all up so you could put it all together, the clues and everything. Because I almost wish that, I wish Elle had left like him a message. And I don't know if he did or not. We don't know what the full transmission was. We assume it was just him saying that Elle is dead. And he was telling Roger that. That's all we can assume, right? But I feel like, now that we've brought up Elle in this episode, I'm like, and next episode will be the time. If Elle is going to make any time of like posthumous like flashback, moment with Elle, it would be next episode. I'd be like, did he have a contingency plan? Like, Near went on the scavenger hunt for information following all this, but because if any piece of information would be helpful to Near, it's the fact that Light always believes he's right, and he believes he's the smartest person in the room. And if you can make him believe that and think that he's winning and then pull the rug out from under him, you'd have him. But how would you go about doing that? So I don't know. I'm a solid 50-50 of whether they're alive or dead. Next episode when we start. I'm a solid 50-50. 50% of me is like, nope, they're going to start dropping like flies and Light is going to laugh his ass off. And 50% of me is like, okay, Near found a way to stop Mikami somehow and we're going to find out. And then what do we do? So, I don't know. But yes, they're looking at their watch and then Matsuda's like, it's been 30 minutes already. And he's like, okay, I'll remove my mask. And Light's just waiting for him to do it. And then with the last droplet falls. And we see Elle's face. Or we see Near's face. And I'm sorry, but we see Near's face and he just smiles. Why? Why is he smiling? Why is Near smiling at Light? I don't understand. I don't know why he's smiling at him. And Light's like, and Light kind of does a little smile too. Light does like a little cat grin where he's like he does like a little fake grin. Like they just smile at each other like, here we are. And I love that I love this framing of Light with the hook around him. Like the hook, like it's almost around his neck. And he's like, what's wrong, Near? He says, what's wrong, Near? Are you still waiting for something? And then he says, I'm waiting. Yes, that's right. I'm waiting for the one who will solve everything to arrive. And that's Mikami. Yeah. So, and he's like, the one who will solve everything. He's like, he'll come soon, so we must wait. Okay. The building is completely sealed. You can't see inside without opening that door. It's like, it's such a creepy thing that this red door is the secret to everything. The thing that's going to make it all happen. He's going to come through that door or peek through it. Yeah. And Matsuda's like, who's going to come? He's like, ex-Kira, the one who is currently killing in Kira's place. He'll come with the notebook. He'll see me and write my name. No, he'll probably try to kill everyone here who knows about the notebook's existence. Yes. And they're all like, I love that they had no clue. They're all like, what, really? I feel like Aizawa knows. Aizawa is privy, but he's being quiet, right? Matsuda's freaking out. He's like, what are you talking about? Are you saying that some third party is just going to stroll by with the notebook and kill us? Yes, that's exactly right. And Ide's like, what are you saying? Are you saying that we should just let this happen? And he's like, that's right. Please listen. And so he says, if someone comes to that door, just let him in. I love the shadow of Mikami as the toy passing by Light. Oh, it's creepy. If the door opens slightly, act as if you don't notice. He's like, well, that's crazy. And notice, Ide and Matsuda are freaking out. Aizawa is not, because Aizawa knows this was about to happen. Aizawa knows. He's like, he's already here. I love that shot of Mikami on the other side as the toy of Light. Oh, it's creepy. And then they all look, everyone, and Light. Oh my God, that smile. And they look over and it's like a damn horror film and there's his eye. Oh my God. Ah. And he looks up and man, Nier does not have a lot of time left. 43, 406. And he sees Nate River. And he sees Hallie Bullock. Hallie Bullock. Yep. So Hallie was Lidner's name. Hallie Bullock. And he sees all the times they're in Stephen Love. And he sees all their names. And he sees Aizawa. And then he just sees Light Yagami, but no number there. So he's like, that's God. Because that's how he knew. Okay, I wondered last episode why he wouldn't be able to kill Light. Or if he would see Light and kill him. But of course he wouldn't, because the number wouldn't be there. Because he touched the notebook. Oh my God. And he just goes to town. This animation with Mikami. Oh my God. What the fudge. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. Him just writing. Like, and going crazy with the red eyes. Oh my God. Writes Nate River, like, delete. Yes. Delete, delete, delete. And with the rats and everything. Oh my God, like, it's the most intense writing sequence in the world. Like, I'm an English teacher, and I've never seen a student write with that much gumption and oomph as Mikami does as he writes down delete all these times with this damn Who Framed Roger Rabbit Judge Doom red eyes. Oh my God, he's absolutely batshit insane. Like, I can't wait to see this in the manga. But just what the hell? And they're all like, and Matsuda brings out his gun, but everybody says, no, 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 no. Do not move. You won't die. And then, yeah, and Mikami is like having his magnum opus. And he says he tampered with the notebook, and everybody's all surprised, except for Light, because he saw this coming. We took possession of the notebook and replaced its pages. So, Nier's plan was to follow Mikami. Take the notebook, all right, and replace its pages. So that when Mikami writes their names in the notebook, it's going to be fake and it won't work. And so then he says, by process of elimination, we'll determine who Kira is based on who is not written in the notebook. That's how we'll know. And meanwhile, while he's having this explanation of what's going on, Mikami is having like an orgasm, like outside. Like he is just absolutely going feral, killing all these people. Oh my God. Like he's just having this insane, it's like System of a Down concert just happening right outside this warehouse in Mikami's head. And Nier's like, we got this. It's fine. Oh my God. I replaced the pages for today and all the subsequent days so no one will die. Yep, and he's just going crazy. Just saying delete over and over again. I'm like, how many people are you going to kill? You going to kill more than just the 8 that are in there? What the hell? And he just like is just in rapture and ecstasy killing. And then he literally looks like he's just having an orgasm there as he like leans back into the shadows God. Like, just, what the, like, no, he did. He just climaxed at the climax of the series. Oh my God, Mikami. What the hell? Oh my God, I can't get over just the sheer madness of this. Oh my God, Mikami. Oh, it's terrifying, yeah. And all them days in the gyms let him be really flexible. Oh my God. Ex-Kira, who's beyond that door, will eventually look inside to see if we are dead. And we can catch him when he does. And those whose name isn't written in the notebook is Kira. But they won't even have to go that far, because Light's going to admit to it before we even get to it. The Rame, whose name isn't written down, would be Kira. But, and Light's like, oh my God. He just, and then Light starts rumbling too! No! And he's like smirking so hard. And oh my God, his face. And then for Light, he's just like, he looks so devilish and demonic. He's like, exactly as planned. And then the fan blade stops. Okay, the fan blade stops and time stops as Light has this soliloquy. Because I was like, has more than 40 seconds passed? Has more than 40 seconds passed? But Light's thinking so quickly, because Light's so smart, that what we're hearing in this giant soliloquy of Light, or this monologue, is happening while time stops. And he says, yes. He's like, tampering with the notebook, I knew it all along. You've been completely defeated, Nier. And he's like, the notebook you tampered with was the fake that I had Mikami prepare. So he's like, yes, and now the one Mikami is writing names in is the real notebook that's been hidden. Yep. And then Light is so convinced that this is it. I've won. And then, yeah, he said I had Mikami make a fake notebook. And of course, Mikami is like, so meticulous, right? He said to send Takeda clippings from the real one. Okay. And then she's been doing the one who's been doing all the killings up until this point, right? I had Mikami write names in public numerous times in the fake notebook to convince everybody, right? Which makes sense. So he would be noticed if he was being followed. But even then, Takeda was the one doing the actual killings. Yeah, because she saw the stuff on the cell phone, right? That's how I made them believe that the notebook Mikami had was a real one. So yeah, we figured this out a while back, right? So the thing that was kind of cool about it is that Mikami's daily behavior could be called morbidly methodical. He fills the notebook with names 1 page a day. And Nier, you noticed that and thought of tampering with it, which I'm sure he did. And so you arranged it so on the day of our meeting, the page would be on the right side, and you had to change the pages for just that day. But he did say for every subsequent day, right? He said he changed the pages for every subsequent day. Interesting. Which means either he changed more than 1 page, or he thinks that they're going to defeat Mikami and then there won't be any need for it anymore. Okay. Okay. That was your plan. That's why you changed that's why the meeting date was not changed. But I knew you were going to tamper with the notebook, so I had Mikami check the notebook every day. Okay. And then he confirmed it. Okay. But how did he, if he checked it every day, how did he confirm the page was changed and taken out by the page that had names written on it? That's interesting. Okay. And so that was it. The match point was decided. The match was decided at that point. He still views it as a match after all this time. Light still views it all like a tennis match. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't. The notebook that Mikami brought today is the real one that I had him hide. Oh my God. Oh. And he's just sitting there, but Nier, you had a chance and you're soft. So yeah, he's saying that Nier, you could have gotten me. You could have beaten me, but you and Mello are soft, and that's why you both died. Because yeah, what he's suggesting is that Mello was kind and chivalrous in that one moment to give her the blanket, to give Taka the blanket when she was going to be naked. And that's how she killed him. That's that showing compassion from Mello in the weirdest of ways killed him. Even though he was stripping her naked, giving her the blanket and letting her have it before she took off her underwear, that got him killed. And he's saying that Nier is soft. And what's interesting here is that he's like, you're nowhere as good as L. Oh my God. And then we see L. It's like L would have noticed there was a possibility the notebook was a fake and would have tested it. Which was what he was trying to do when Light killed him. So he says that he is not as good as L. Damn! Even after all these years, Light's still comparing everybody to L. The ship lives on, y'all. The ship lives on. You had the opportunity. I'm completely disappointed in you. Yeah, I love that Light acts like a parent in this moment where he's like, it's like Nier's like L's kid, and he's like, I'm disappointed in you. You're no nearly as good as your father. I'm like, oh my God. Ugh. This is no fun. You tried to win too beautifully. I don't know. I feel like L tried to win rather beautifully. That whole scene with the foot washing and all the religious metaphors and everything, I feel like that was a pretty beautiful attempt. But he says it's no fun. I'm like, well, you don't have to kill him. You could let him go. But no! Oh my God, and the red versus the green, which is kind of cool because we've seen Aizawa in green this whole time. That's cool. We have the red versus the green, and Light is always represented with red, but we've seen Aizawa represented with green before, so that's interesting. That's fine. Because of you, everyone's gonna die. Why is it because of Nier everyone's gonna die? I guess because he's saying it was Nier's plan to bring everyone there. And that was his plan. So I guess, in a sense, yes, it is Nier's fault. But I'm like, also, Light, you're the one orchestrating them dying. So why are you pinning this all on Nier? It's not all his fault. And I, Kira, will have my flawless victory. I'm like, oh my God. Flawless victory, huh? But he's not. And that entire monologue was like in the span of a millisecond. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. Light. And then, yeah. And then, of course, they're all like sitting there. Even Aizawa is like, wait, what? And he says, okay. And Light is like, so like cocky. He's like, to the person outside. And meanwhile, Mikami's coming down from his like high. And his eyes move over exactly the same way that Lights do. God, it's almost inhuman, right? Ugh. Nope. He says, did you write the names down in the notebook? And he says, God. He's just so obsessed with Light. He's like, yes, I've written them. And they're like, And just Light's eye twitching. His eye twitching like he's so ready to announce it. To announce that he's won. Like that, it's so insane. What? His eye twitching. He's like, not yet. Don't laugh yet. Hold it in. He's gonna laugh just like the OP, isn't he? Isn't he? Oh my God. That's where it's gonna be from. They're all gonna die in 40 seconds. 35 seconds. Oh my God, Light. Oh my God. He's like, that's strange. I love that Light looks over. Like, what? He's trying not to laugh. Oh my God. What a freaking psychopath. He's like, why would he answer you so earnestly when you asked him if he had written our names? Who knows? Maybe he's honest. Maybe he's confident. Maybe he has a heart on for me. I don't know. Could it be that he's seen through your plan? Oh, well, that means that we're in big trouble. Teru Mikami. Come in if you'd like. Oh my God. And I love that look when he looks through the door. It's like, the look that he looks through the door, it's like he's been invited to sit at the table with his God. And it's like, what the fudge? Like he just looks so depraved in that moment. He's like, I know you're doing the killings for Kira. There shouldn't be anything to be afraid of if you've written our names. Come right in. And God, the look of him through the door, like where he's thinking about it. It's so creepy. But yeah, so why would Nier? I'm like, Nier's so calm. He's so sure of himself. But I'm like, I feel like there'd be a contingency plan there. Nir's not saying something. Light thinks he's won. Light is like, everything is going my way. But I'm like, something just doesn't feel right. And I don't know what to do about it. He's like, Terra Mikami. That's right. Don't hide. Come in. And he listens. And it's like, he's like from The Shining. He's like, oh God. He's like, here's Johnny from Jack Nicholson. There we go. He's like Jack Nicholson from The Shining, where he's like, here's Mikami, like looking through the door. And he's like, he doesn't listen to Nir. He looks terrified of Nir almost. But then he looks at Light and like, he almost looks like his eyes like tilt up like a damn Soul Eater character. And he says, Kami. And he'll go in for Light. Won't come in for Nir. And he like braces himself to go in. What the fudge? Oh my God. And pushes the door open. And everybody's like, what the hell? And the light shining through. Oh my God. It's insane. And there he is. And he just looks so insane. And Light he's like, well done, Mikami. How many seconds has it been since you wrote down your first name? And he checks like a damn little kid. And Nir's just like, and then he says 30 seconds. Uh-huh. And he's just counting down. Oh my God. And Light. God, Light. And Nir just looking at Light, waiting for the shoe to drop. Waiting for it, right? And then the moment he hits 39, Light looks over to him and he says, I win, Nir. And Nir knows that here we go. Oh my God. Oh my God. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, y'all. It can't be that easy, can it? Can it be that easy? I don't know. I don't know if it can be. Maybe it is. Like I said, I think there's a 50-50 chance. I feel like if Elle was going to give Nir and Mello any type of advice on how to beat Light Yagami, it's make Light believe that he's won. Make Light believe that he's won. Because the whole thing with Higuchi, and the whole thing the elf seemed to have figured out, that Light had set things up to go his way. And Elle's problem was, as soon as Light got the notebook back, he was like, well, shit, no, this one is... And the thing of it is, Light kind of cheated with Elle a little bit because he had Rim. Rim was a supernatural being. He used Rim, who is a Shinigami, to kill Elle. Like a supernatural being killed Elle, and then she herself was destroyed. So, like, Light had to cheat to get rid of Elle, pretty much. But I feel like if Elle was going to give Mello and Nir any type of advice on how to face Light, it's make him think that he's won. And then have like some kind of contingency as a backup. Just do it. I don't know how else to go about that. That's the only thing. But I don't know how in the world. I don't know how they're all getting out of there alive next episode. I don't know. I am fully prepared next episode for Shakespearean tragedy. I am fully prepared. It's like I said in the last episode. It's either going to go one of three ways at this point. Either everyone is going to die, including Mikami and Light somehow. They're going to I wouldn't be surprised if Lindner and them try to shoot Mikami. I wouldn't be surprised since he's in the room. They're like, get rid of this guy. And then maybe Light gets shot. I don't know. But Nir said that wasn't Elle's way. They weren't going to shoot Light or Mikami. Either one. So I don't know. But either they're all going to die. Every single one of them. Everyone except Mikami and Light are going to die, and then they're going to, make out over their corpses as Kira and his right-hand man. Either that's going to happen, or Nir has some kind of plan, and maybe, I don't know if some of them are going to die, or maybe Mikami and Light die somehow. I don't know. You know what the saddest part about all of this is, though, regardless of what happens, is that at the end of the day, Misa knows nothing about this or what's going on. Seiyu and Light's mom have no clue what's going on. So his family and the woman that loves him have no clue about what's going on with him right now. And he doesn't care. And where's Ryuk? Where is Ryuk? I'm glad I'm going to go ahead and watch the next episode because I want to know where Ryuk's been this whole time. Is he there in the room with them? What is happening? What is going on? Why has Ryuk been absent? I'm glad that I'm going to watch the next episode. I'm glad I'm reading the manga. So please, in the comments down below, do not give me manga spoilers. I am going to read it. I'm really excited to read it. I'm hyped up, but oh my god, y'all. I'm really excited. So yeah, I'm glad you all enjoyed watching this. I'm sorry you have to wait a week, but I'm gonna go watch the English dub of this episode now and finish off my eggnog and get that, so I'll be good and buzzed for the final episode. And y'all, I can't. I have all these thoughts swimming in my head of like, I keep thinking like, okay, Nier has to do something, right? Right? But maybe Light did outmatch him. I don't know. But we'll find out, won't we? So I hope y'all enjoyed this reaction discussion. I'm sorry you have to wait a week, but in the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful week. In fact, please stay safe, take care, and yeah, I'm going to be back very soon with the final episode of Death Note. Bye.